Alright guys, Gary aka Hopeless back again. In this video we are continuing this painting with contrast series. This episode we are doing Stormcast Eternals as Celestial Warbringers, and I'm going to keep fluffing that word up every time, so I'm not going to redo this. As always, if you do enjoy the video, if you find it entertaining, informative, anything positive whatsoever, do leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more videos like this. Even if you didn't like it, let me know what you think. As always, I have affiliate links down below if you see anything in the video that you might find useful. Anything bought through those does give me a little bit towards keeping the channel going and keeping my paint stock updated. So yeah, let's get on with the video. See you in a sec. As always, it is a black primer and white Xenophor highlighting to start with. I always use Liquitex Titanium White ink for my highlights. It comes out really nice and yeah, can't complain about it. And then moving over to the armor plating, it is a mixture of Shaiish Purple and Apothecary White. Corax White for the shoulder pads and the upper tabard / robe bit. I also used it on the back of the figure where this little war scroll sort of thing was hanging down. And then it was on to Leviathan Blue for the lower robes / skirt type things. I don't really know what they're called. And then moving on to his crossbow, and for all of the metallic bits I used Lead Belcher. I also used Lead Belcher on some of the chains and various hanging ornaments he had on his armour. Retributor armour comes out for the shoulder pad trim, various parts on the armour, and a little highlighting on the little the little lion face on his knee. Moving back up to his weapon, I painted the body with a mixture of Black Templar and Contrast Medium just to thin it down a little bit, and yeah, I think that came out quite well. Oh, I also did over the Lead Belcher with the mixture as well, and yeah, looks good. Moving back up to the white robes, I wanted to add a bit of texture and detail to it because it looked a bit weird otherwise. So I went back to the mixture I used in the last video, and that was Skeleton Horde and Contrast Medium. Thinned it down just enough so that it just sort of added an aged appearance. Obviously being very careful not to let the contrast paint sit in one spot for too long, otherwise that looks a little bit odd. Moving on to the base, I didn't glue the figures to the bases just yet so I could get to these parts quickly. For all the stone parts I used Basilicanum Grey. And for the leaves I alternated between Warp Lightning and Creed Camo Green. And then for the dirt base I used Agaros Dunes. On this particular model there was a book that had fallen open with pages torn out lying in front of the character. To do the book I used Gryph-hound Orange for the leatherwork, so the cover, Retributor Armour for the gold trim, and the paper itself I went back to the Skeleton Horde plus Contrast Medium mix. Once that was dry, I put it back together, broke out the Retributor Gold once again, and started going over some small details on the crossbow. Once all that was dry, I went over with Reikland Flesh Shade Gloss to make all of the Retributor armour nice and shiny. As this particular model is unhelmeted, I used Gillivan's Flesh for his face, and I think it came out really well on this one. And as I pictured this particular model as a slightly older veteran Stormcast character, I used Griff Charger Grey for his hair. And with only a few small bits left to do, I broke out the Griffhound Orange for the plumage on his helmet and for the little gem that's embedded in the crossbows. And here are the finished results. The Stormcast Eternal Castigators painted in the Storm host of the Celestial Warbringers. I did have some fun painting these, although I don't think the purples in the contrast range really lend themselves too well to doing armour. Now, my original plan was to get through as many of the Mortal Realms magazines as I could before Dominion was released. Unfortunately, time has completely gotten away with me, and as of editing this video, Dominion is released in 4 days. So that plan slightly went out the window. Sorry about that. What can I say? Life got in the way. But I do think that I will continue doing these relatively short videos on painting with contrast for the rest of the models that I have to the side. So potentially my next video will still be Mortal Realms related, or it might be something to do with the Dominion box, depends on what sort of time I have in the next few days. I have booked a day off work for the weekend, and I have explained to the family that I will be a little bit busy when it arrives, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, back to the video that we have been watching. That was Celestial Warbringers done with contrast paints. What do you guys think? Would you have done anything different? Do you have any critique? I am open to anything. Like I said, I don't think the purples really lend themselves too well to the armour plating, but I am enjoying playing about with the contrast paints and the mediums and thinning and seeing what sort of effects I can get with with the contrast paints. As always, if you enjoyed the video, do leave a like. Let me know what you think. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and seeing more stuff like this from me in the future. As always, affiliate links down below. Any purchases made through those do help the channel out. And I've just opened up a Redbubble store. If you follow me on Instagram or even TikTok, you'll see that I'm doing a draw everyday challenge, and recently I've gotten to the point where I'm quite happy with the sketches I've been doing on my tablet, and I've put them on some stickers if that's your sort of thing. So yeah, check it out if you want. Links all down below. And as always, I am Gary, aka Hopeless. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. So until then, see ya!